I received my newest Android TV box today, and I think it may be the NVIDIA Shield Killer. Keep watching and we will find out if indeed it is the king of the hill on Android media players. This specific NVIDIA Shield is the 2.17 version, and it does not support the Dolby Vision. It also does not support the newest Dolby Audio, the AC4 audio codec. So we're going to find out if this device, this costs $150, if it can knock the king of the hill off the throne. This is the remote that came with the 2017 NVIDIA Shield, and I do not like it and never have liked it. It comes with a user manual, a Bluetooth remote, and the batteries that come with it. It also comes with a universal power supply. It is a 12 volt, 1.5 amp. It also comes with an HDMI cable. This universal power supply has 4 different adapters, and that's for the USA, European, whatever. So anyway, it's got 4 different adapters, so it makes the power supply very versatile. Now here's the device itself. Here's the front of it. There's nothing on there, nothing on the other side. This side has a USB 2 and a USB 3 ports, and a reset button underneath the USB 3 port. On the rear, you have the power port, you have a gigabit Ethernet port, a HDMI 2.1 port, AV port, fiber optic port, and a USB-C port. And here is the bottom. Now, oddly, there are no ventilation holes at all. No ventilation that I can see. Also, it's missing a micro SD card slot. This is the front of the box, and it shows 2-in-1. It's got the 4K Dolby Vision, HDR10 Plus, Android TV streaming box with Netflix. It also supports the Advanced Dune HD Media Player Solution. That's what I'm interested right there. Now again, it's HDMI 2.1. It's got 4 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage, and a 1 gigabit Ethernet. And it's got a 905X4-K for the M-Logic SoC. This is all the information on the back of the box. A lot of information. As soon as I powered it on, there was a new version available. So that's a good sign that they keep their firmware updated, but we will find out. This is the Dune app running on this device, and what it's doing right now, it's indexing all the media that I have on my external hard drives on my network. Now it is aggregating all of my TV shows that I have recorded throughout the years. So it's indexing them right now. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty and see what this puppy can do. This app right here, the Dune HD Media Center, that is the app that sets this device apart from all other devices. It does not come natively installed on this device. You have to download it from their website. There's only a couple settings I want to show you. I don't want to get involved in all the rest of the stuff. You got the HDR, Dolby Vision. Yes, it passes through both of those. Now the HDR audio setting, that means if a movie is in Dolby Vision, it will play in Dolby Vision. If it's an HDR, it will play in HDR. And if it's not anything other than format, it does not show those formats. I'm not sure what these two mean, but it said to leave it on that setting for most TVs. Next thing we want to check is the audio settings. And that's the AC4. I'll explain later what that means. Okay, this is the audio option. The pass-through, now that passes the sound as it receives it straight to your receiver. All right, let's see what all this stuff means in practical terms. Okay, this is just the standard Android device running on Android 11. Nothing special about it. It does not have automatic refresh switching. Of course, YouTube plays all the HDR video codecs and the new AV1 codec. Maybe I'll get into that later, but right now I want to go into the Dune Media Center. That's why I purchased this device. So we're going to show you what it can do. And this is what it looks like. Now, when you set it to all, it selects movies from Netflix, YouTube Free, Tubi, and Pluto. So all you see here could be from any one of those streamers. Now this tab is my collection. This is my media. This is the movies that I have either recorded from the antenna or movies that I have ripped from my Blu-ray or 4K videos or even the DVD videos. These are the settings under that app. Not much there. Video, all frame rates. That's what we're looking for. It has automatic frame rate resolution and resolution switching. So it's got frame rate and resolution switching automatically with those settings. Audio, you got bitstream or PCM code. Now bitstream is the one that takes an audio signal and passes it straight to your AVR. So you see Dolby HDR, whatever. So if you have Dolby True HD, it passes through to your receiver and it passes through the DTS HD. However, the DTS HD is not working. Here's your online services list. Now these are the ones I subscribe to. You would either mark the ones you have or uncheck the ones you don't have. The SMB server, that's if you have hard drives connected to this device. You can share it anywhere on your network. We're going to turn that off because I'm not using it as a server. Here's the plugins. Russian language, I don't need that. I'm going to uninstall that. Same thing for Katrina TV. I don't need that, so I'm going to go ahead and uninstall it. Application updates. Show all versions. And there's a beta. That's a newer one, but I'll have to do some reading and see if that takes care of a couple of issues that I'm having with this device, which is only one, and that's not passing through the DTS HD audio codec. Other than that, everything is working the way it should. Now that we've gone through the settings, let's see how this actually performs. Let's find out if it actually switches the frame rate and resolution. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a 4K video and we're going to check the stats for nerds on my TV settings. But before we do this, let's just take a look at the interface of what it shows when we go to a specific video. Description, trailers, cast, crew, similar. Okay, let's go back to cast. Let's take a look at that one. And that gives you a lot of information. So that's awesome right there. And go to movies. That's all the movies that he's been in. So anyway, that's the information you get from this app, Dune app. Okay, if you notice on the left-hand side, that menu is from my Vizio TV Stats for Nerds. It shows resolution of 2160p, that's 4K, at 24 frames per second, and it's an HDR10. And my AVR is showing DTS. It should show DTS HD master audio, but it's only extracting the DTS core from that. So DTS HD audio is not working. Now this video is broadcasting in Dolby True HD audio, and that's working. So again, it's a 4K video at 24 frames per second and HDR10. So that works great. Now if you go back to the main menu, it's playing at 4K again, but it changed back to 60 frames per second and no HDR. So right now it's at the main page, it's not playing a video. So it does have automatic refresh of the resolution and frame rate. Now let's take a look at the TV series, my collection, my cloud. Now what we're going to check on is the resolution and frame rate. Okay, if you notice, it switched to 480p frame rate of 60 frames per second. So it's a resolution of 480p and 60 frames per second. And that is a over-the-air antenna recording. Okay, this is the Netflix interface running on the Dune app. Again, this is Netflix certified by Netflix. Now it shows that it's Dolby Vision and Dolby Audio, so we're going to test it and see if indeed it does play in 4K. Okay, so you can see that this Netflix video is playing in Dolby Vision, and it's 4K, but it's playing in 60 frames per second, so that's what it's being played at. So using the Dune app that comes with this Dune media player, I believe it does give the NVIDIA Shield a run for its money, and if not, it does kick the king off the heel. So the Dune media player using the Dune app is equal to or greater than the NVIDIA Shield. Running under pure Android, this box does not support automatic frame rate or resolution switching. Okay, earlier I showed you the AC4, the Dolby Digital Audio Codec, the newest one. There's the settings. Now I will explain what that means. The newest ATSC3 for over-the-air broadcast TV in North America uses the Dolby AC4 audio codec. Right now, at this point in time, very few devices actually support that Dolby AC4 audio codec. And what ATSC3 brings to the table, it can play 4K video with Dolby surround sound, but at this point in time, nothing is broadcast in 4K. So that's what ATSC3 brings to the table. Netflix plays with Dolby Vision. If you notice, this video is playing in 4K at 24 frames per second, and it's using the newest AV1 video codec. So that's YouTube playing that. Okay, the stats for nerds shows that it's playing 4K, however, it's still showing 60 frames per second, so it did not switch frames per second.